Okay, in our first section here in this class, we're going to start talking about modes. Now, modes are kind of a strange thing. So here's kind of the quick overview. So you know about the major scale and the minor scale. Those two things are in arrangements of notes in a way that produces a certain effect. Like the major scale has a certain sound to it, kind of a happy sound, and the minor scale has kind of a sad sound, right? I've said that before. But what they are at the end of the day is an arrangement of half steps and whole steps, right? That's all they are. In the major scale, we have these whole steps and then a half step here, etc. In the minor scale, the whole steps and half steps are a little bit different, right? So what if we could have more? What if there were more options than just major and minor? What if we put the half step not right here, but right here as the first two notes? Neither the major or the minor scale has the half step right here on the first two notes. So what if we did? We can do whatever we want, right? Well, what you end up with is a whole new series of stuff that's not major and it's not minor. It's something totally different. And there are a lot of different ways. There are hundreds of different ways that we could arrange our half steps and whole steps. But the most common other arrangements are what we call the modes, the church modes. They're sometimes called church modes. I don't like that term, but in the old days we call them the church modes, and there's a reason we call them the church modes, which I'll get into in just a minute. But we really, in modern parlance, we just call them modes. Now what the modes do is, I like to think of them as additional color in a way. Like we think of the major scale as being kind of happy and the minor scale being kind of sad, but human beings have much more emotions than just happy and sad, right? What if we wanted one that sounded not quite sad, but more of like a contemplative, right? Like not sad, and not happy, but like kind of a contemplative thing. That's one of the modes to me has a very contemplative sound. It's a much more delicate emotion than just happy and sad, right? It's like happy and sad are like two hammers, and what we want is, a whole tool set. So that's what the modes give us. They give us more color, more sounds that we can work with. So that's kind of the quick overview. Up next, we're going to talk about how the modes work in kind of there's kind of two different ways we can deal with modes, and that's what we're going to look at next. So let's dive in and talk about how they work, and then we'll talk about a little bit of their kind of interesting history.